Hello everyone, and welcome to this 60-minute practice of heart opening yin to help you soften and release anything that is blocking your heart chakra from receiving and giving love. So let's come down onto our backs, just making your way down into a shavasana to begin. Just letting the whole body soften and begin to connect in with your breath. Breathing in through the nose. It might feel good to sigh it out. Let's do 2 more like that. Breathing in through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out. And 1 more time, breathing in through the nose. And exhale to sigh it out. And just feel your shoulders softening. Feel your fingers curling in. And allow the breath to just be still and stable. Nice and fluid. I'm just feeling the expansion of your inhale as you draw in breath through the nose. And feeling a softening of the body as you exhale. Release of holding as you notice the ground rising up to meet your body. Then begin to draw your awareness to your heart chakra, to your heart space. Breathing into the center of your heart. Noticing a color here. Any color that arises, just breathing into that, whatever's showing up for you. And then beginning to feel the ground beneath you, noticing the support on the back of your heart space. Maybe feeling the shoulders and the arms beginning to soften a little bit more. Feeling the jaw soften. Feeling the fingertips beginning to curl in. And just releasing anything that you're holding on to as you notice the ground beneath you, letting yourself feel that support. And if the mind is feeling quite busy right now, just turning a smile towards that part of yourself, remembering it's not the whole you, the mind is just a part of you. And coming back to awareness of your breath, slowing the breath down as much as you can. When we can be aware of our breath and the travel of the breath through the body, and slowing down the breath does slow down the mind. So feeling the breath as it moves through the body, you've committed this 60-minute practice, this time on your mat for yourself. There's nothing you need to think about, to do right now, other than just be fully present with yourself. And it's the heart that wants to live in the present moment. The mind wants to live in the past and the future. But it's the heart that really wants to live in the present. And so letting yourself be fully present with entirely everything that is showing up for you. Just welcoming it in with compassion, with surrender. Good. Let's begin to draw the right knee in towards the chest. Bring your hands around the shin and give that right knee a squeeze in. Let your shoulders relax away from the ears and reach the sole of your left foot forward, keeping both of your hips rooted down. Feeling this compression in your right hip joint. Just a gentle compression so we're not really reefing the knee towards the shoulder, we're just resting the hands gently on the shin and just letting the shoulders drop down the back, and we'll be here for some time. Keep drawing the breath in through the nose. Noticing what's happening in your heart as you breathe in, feeling the expansion of your inhale. And feeling the body soften with the exhale. And let your shoulders drop down the back. I am loving awareness. And just being aware of your whole body from head to toe. Aware of where your body is in space. Without trying to fix anything. Aware of how the breath is responding to your body in this shape. Aware of what's happening in the shoulders. If there's tension in the shoulders, maybe just ease the grip a bit. And let your arms relax. Let the hands soften like weights on the shin. Feel the ground behind the back of the skull, and the back of the shoulders, and the back of the hips. And feel the body beginning to weigh down in these areas. Maybe you're noticing tension in certain places. And just welcoming the tension in with the recognition that it is just energy wanting to shift. And then noticing where in your body you feel expansion. Noticing where in your body you feel a sense of calm and fluidity. And seeing if you can feel both the tension and the calmness at the same time. Feeling the head beginning to weigh heavy on the earth. Good. Begin to bring your left hand to the outer edge of your right knee and gently draw that right knee over to the left. You can cactus your right arm and stacking the hips here. Your gaze can be up towards the sky or over that right shoulder. And you're heavy on the left side body. Your right palm can face up. You can either cactus the right arm or you can extend it out to a full half T. And gentle tuck of the tailbone. Feel your left hip relaxing down. Really notice the weight of the left side of your body feeling heavy. So not holding or contracting on that side, but just letting that side of yourself completely surrender down. And then noticing the opening across the front of the right shoulder and the right pec. And finding a comfortable variation for your gaze. Feeling the head being supported as well. And as we soften into this new shape, noticing the heart. What is your heart speaking to you in this moment? What are the messages arising from your heart? in this moment. Not thinking about it with the mind, but just tuning into the heart and noticing what shows up. It might not be in words, it might be a sensation, a feeling. It might just be one word. It might be a full message. It might be a color. It might be a temperature. Notice when you think or when you feel towards your heart space. Notice what it wants to say to you in this moment. And just breathe into that. And feeling your shoulders gently draw away from the ears. And again, noticing if you're feeling tension anywhere, maybe in the low back. And just beginning to really feel the left side heavy on the mat. Notice what the tailbone's doing. See if it feels okay to gently draw that tailbone towards your left heel so the low back isn't flaring out. And the breath is still drawing in through the nose into the belly. Maybe see what it feels like to draw the breath towards the places that might feel a bit more contracted. Allowing the breath to flow there from a place of compassion, not trying to push the discomfort away or shift it, more so to support it and to support it as it is. And continuing to let the breath flow. Feeling heaviness on that right arm as it connects more with the earth. Noticing the parts of that right arm that are connecting with the ground, even if that right shoulder isn't quite all the way down. Just honoring what parts are connecting to the earth, and for the parts that are lifted, just loving them for where they are. Taking a few more breaths here. Let's draw the gaze back to center. And draw your right knee back over to your right shoulder. Giving that knee a gentle squeeze in. Take an inhale in. Full exhale out. Bringing the sole of that right foot to the inner left thigh. Coming into half Supta Baddha Konasana. Bringing your arms out to cactus as you tuck the shoulders under. You can also reach the arms above your head like a figure eight shape, or partial figure eight shape because the other knee isn't bent. And then bringing your arms out to 45-degree angle if overhead doesn't feel right for you. So just finding a variation for your hands and your arms that feel aligned for your practice, and slowing the breath down, feeling the chest opening, feeling the backs of the shoulders supported by the ground and the back of your head. Letting your awareness stay on that support. Noticing as well this opening in the groin on the right side. Noticing what's happening with the breath. If the pattern of the breathing has shifted now that the shape has shifted. Maybe the breath is not able to get into the places that it was in the shape before, or maybe it's able to expand more. It might just be the same. Noticing the difference without making a judgment or story about it. And just being present with what you feel right here and now. Beginning to maybe draw the breath down towards that right groin any amount. Let your shoulders soften. Notice what's happening in the spine. If the spine is really lifting away from the mat here, see what it feels like to feel the shoulders touching the mat. It might also feel good if the spine is feeling quite lifted, if you're noticing an arch around your navel. See what it feels like to bend your left knee. And stay with the right knee open, the left knee is lifting up towards the sky. Notice how you're still getting that nice opening on that right leg. Maybe noticing the spine dropping down a little bit more towards the ground. Maybe you feel it lengthening. Staying with your breath for a few more deep breaths here. Notice the ground underneath the outer part of that right hip and knee. Drawing that awareness to all those places of support that are supporting you in this shape. And then coming back to your heart. Noticing how your heart is feeling right now. And what is your heart asking of you in this moment? Just noticing what shows up. Beginning to extend that left leg long if you have had it bent. Let's draw that right knee up nice and slow. You can bring your right hand to the outer edge of the thigh just to guide it up. Nice and slowly, nice and gently. And let's draw that right knee back in towards your shoulder. Giving it a squeeze in. Let's take an inhale in. And exhale, sigh it out. Begin to reach either peace fingers around your right big toe or reach for the outer edge of your right foot. Coming into half happy baby. Letting your right shoulder drop down and then beginning to let your left hand relax on the thigh. Again, noticing what's happening in the spine. It might feel good to also bend your left knee for this variation. So finding what feels aligned for you in your practice right now by noticing the sensations and intuitively letting your body come into the shape where you're able to still feel a bit of discomfort, but still keep the breath moving fluidly. Still being able to be present through the amount of discomfort that you're feeling. And also noticing there might be discomfort and also noticing the expansion that's happening. Noticing the softening and the support, really feeling into the support, especially under the low back. The low back is being supported by the earth here. And just letting your body relax into that. Maybe noticing if the shoulders are tensing and let them roll back and down. Coming back to that awareness on the back of the skull. Feeling the head supported. And just letting that right hand be heavy. So you're not pulling the foot down, you're just relaxing the right hand and relaxing the right shoulder. And seeing if you can soften in the left hand, if the fingertips are gripping the thigh, releasing them. Taking any audible exhales. We'll just stay for 5 more breaths here. Continuing to keep awareness on your whole body. Letting the shoulders continuing to soften. Feeling the low back supported. And slowly release that right foot. Good. Relax into your Shavasana. Take an inhale in. Full exhale out. Good. As you inhale, begin to draw your left knee in towards your left shoulder. Bring the hands around the shin and just begin to soften here. Let your shoulders relax. Begin to press forward gently with the right foot as you soften the whole right leg down. And let the jaw be soft. Feeling the support under the back of the heart space. The back of the shoulders are relaxing down. Breathing into the center of your heart. What message is your heart speaking to you now as you've shifted shapes? What is the message that is coming through now? And again, noticing whatever is showing up. It doesn't just have to be in words. Just letting yourself relax into this practice, letting yourself receive the gifts of your practice. And just feeling the hands softening on that left shin. Feeling the belly beginning to rise and fall as you inhale and soften on the exhale. Continuing to let that right shoulder drop down. Notice if it's contracting at all, and then feel the left shoulder drop down, rolling back and dropping down. And as the left shoulder rolls back, really notice the ground underneath the back of that left shoulder. Staying for a few more deep breaths here. And then beginning to reach with that right hand over to your left knee. And gently guiding that left knee over to the right. Beginning to either cactus your left arm or extend it out to a half T as you come fully over onto that right leg and right hip. Gaze can be up towards the sky or over that left shoulder. And just getting nice and heavy on that right side, really letting the whole right side of your body surrender. Getting the left hip fully stacked to help create the twist from in between the shoulders, not from the low back. And then gently letting your tailbone drop towards that right heel. So if it's pressing, flaring outward, just gently adjusting slightly. And feeling the breath wrapping to the back of the lungs here. Continuing to take some deep inhales through the nose. And always welcome to take audible exhales whenever you're feeling the call. Really feeling this nice opening on the front of your left shoulder, the left pec, and your heart. And then noticing the support that is behind the left shoulder and the heart. Maybe dropping your awareness there, feeling the body weight down into the earth in that part. Knowing you can expand with support. We need to have support to be able to expand. And so letting yourself feel the embodiment right now of the support, and noticing as you feel the support and stay present with it, noticing where you expand in other places. Maybe it's just in the heart, but just noticing where that expansion begins to maybe grow a little bit more when you continue to stay present and receive the support. And with expansion, there's always discomfort. So noticing if there's discomfort showing up as well. And just knowing that that can be there with this expansion and support. There's wisdom in all the energies. And when we stay present and feel into all that is, we allow for emerging. We allow for connection. And when energies are connected, then we're able to exert them in loving and healthy ways. Draw your gaze back to center. Let's draw that left knee back towards the left shoulder. Take a gentle squeeze in as you slowly come onto your spine. And then begin to slowly bring the sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Bringing your left knee out, coming into your half Supta Baddha Konasana. They're bringing the arms to cactus or overhead or alongside your body, just finding a variation, again, with the hands and the arms that feel aligned for you. And then continuing to soften down into the support, letting yourself arrive fully in this new shape. And what is your heart speaking to you now? And just being with that. And feeling the heaviness on the back of the head, feeling the head release a bit more. Feeling the shoulders drop down into the support a little bit more. Keeping the breath moving fluidly, you're breathing in through the nose. Feeling free to take any audible exhales. And then noticing your spine. Again, noticing what's happening with your spine and if there's quite an arch in the lower part of your back where your kidneys are. And if there is, maybe seeing what it feels like to just bend that right knee, helping that part to soften a little bit more, helping that part to ground a little bit more. Noticing you're still getting that nice opening on the front of your left thigh, or on the inner part of your left thigh. Letting the shoulders drop down. Maybe feeling the spine lengthening. And keep your shoulder blades dropping down into the earth. And we'll just stay here for a few more deep breaths, feeling this nice opening on the groin, this softening on the back body, the fluidity of the breath, the support of the earth. Maybe noticing more expansion coming across the chest as the shoulders drop down even more towards the earth. And then beginning to extend your right leg long. If you have the knee bent, let's reach your left hand to the outer edge of your left thigh and slowly, with care, guide that left knee up towards the sky. You can begin to draw that left knee in, bringing the hands around the shin, giving it a squeeze, taking an inhale in, full exhale out. And then beginning to either bring your left hand to the outer edge of your left foot or peace fingers around your left big toe, coming into your half happy baby on this side. And just letting that left knee be heavy as it drops down towards the earth. Feeling your shoulders connect with the ground beneath. And just letting your left hand really soften on the left foot. So it's not pulling, it's just gravity holding it there. What is your heart speaking to you in this moment? Welcoming that in. And just noticing what's happening in the spine. And again, if you did so on the other side, you can bend that right knee. Just notice when you bend the right knee that it's not winging out. Again, keeping that full body awareness. So keeping that knee lifted towards the sky, and maybe noticing how that helps the back soften down into the ground a bit more. And with a gentle weight and pressure on the inner edge of that right foot. Just with awareness, you don't have to push down, just drawing the weight to the inner edge instead of having it come out to the right. Wherever you are, just softening down in this shape. Feeling your left shoulder roll back, feeling your right hand relax. And just noticing the support that is behind the shoulders, that is behind the head. And staying completely present with your breath. Rolling that left shoulder back and down. Noticing what's happening on the back of the shoulders. We'll stay for 5 more slow, deep breaths, seeing if you can release any tension in the fingers and the wrists. Just tending to them with a smile. And then slowly releasing that left foot, coming into a Shavasana, briefly taking a big inhale, full exhale. Let's begin to bend both knees. And we'll come into full Supta Baddha Konasana. You can bring the soles of the feet together to touch. It might feel good to place the hands, so you're turning the palms down and placing the hands just slightly underneath the glutes to support the hips here. Otherwise, you can just let the hands come out and turn up towards the sky, or find your variation with the arms, whichever feels good. You can also bring your left hand to heart and right hand to your lower belly. And finding what your body is wanting of you in this moment, and listening to those intuitive messages in the body. The mind can create stories, but the body is really what speaks the truth. And we do need our minds, but we also need to listen to our bodies. We can't let the mind overrule what the body has to say. And so really using this practice, really anytime when you arrive on your mat, to connect with your body and yourself in a deeper way, but really using this time to let the body guide the practice and allow the mind to still. And so again, noticing the earth behind the shoulders. Maybe feeling your tailbone slowly tilting forward towards your feet. Feeling the earth or the support underneath the sacrum, that stability there. Continuing to let the breath be fluid as you breathe in through the nose. And either taking an audible exhale or exhaling out through the nose. And let the shoulders continue to drop away from the ears. And just allowing yourself to be fully supported in this moment. And feeling this opening along the groin. The outer edges of your feet surrendering. And just continuing to breathe nice and deep here. Continue to feel the support on the back of the shoulders. And taking about 5 more breaths, where can you soften a little bit more? Where can you let yourself be held by support a little bit more? And just dropping into that. Beginning to bring your hands to the outer edges of your thighs as you guide your knees slowly up towards the sky. Taking a few deep breaths here. Feeling your spine connecting to the ground as you breathe in. One more breath. And just draw the knees in towards the chest. Bring the hands around the shins and gently curl your forehead up. And slowly beginning to curl all the way back down. Let's draw the knees wide and come into full happy baby. So either peace fingers come around the big toes or you're reaching for the outer edges of the feet. Lift the soles of the feet high and let your shoulders soften. And just feeling your tailbone lengthening in time. Feeling the back of your head heavy on the earth. Feel your right shoulder drop and then your left. Keep breathing in through the nose. And exhaling either out through the nose or the mouth. And just letting the hands weight on the soles of the feet. Noticing what's happening in your heart. Noticing the color in your heart. Has the color changed from the beginning of practice? And just allowing the earth to continue to support you here. Feeling the back of the head softening. And feeling that softening come all the way into the neck. And just taking a few more breaths here. Slowly releasing your grip of the feet. Let's lower the soles of the feet down. You can move nice and slowly. You'll turn onto your right side into a fetal position. And just softening down here for a couple breaths, feeling the heaviness on the right side of your body. And one more breath here. And beginning to press into your left hand, extend your left leg long and gently bring yourself up to a seat. And we'll turn to face the top edge of your mat. Come onto hands and knees. Spreading your fingers wide. Gently take an inhale to your cow. Lift the tailbone, drop the belly, open the chest. And exhale, scoop the tailbone, gaze to navel. Lift up through the sides of the waist. Inhale, come through neutral spine. Let's slowly draw your left foot forward, bringing the foot in between the hands. Beginning to slowly curl your spine all the way up as you roll the shoulders back, open the heart, and sink forward into that left knee. You can begin to bring your right foot down the top of the right foot. And gentle tuck of the tailbone. So we don't want to be winging out in the low back. Gentle scoop of the tailbone and rolling back of the shoulders. Feeling this nice opening across the chest. We'll stay for about 10 breaths here. Let the shoulders soften. Maybe it feels good to lift your gaze. Feeling the fingers spreading wide, you can give the wrists a gentle shake, helping to release any tension there. The right glute is gently turning on, just to support the low back. You can sink a little bit more, drawing that left knee over the heel. You can choose to stay upright, bringing the hands on the left thigh, or you can bring the hands down to frame your left foot. Maybe let that left shoulder, front of the shoulder and the heart be heavy on the left thigh. Maybe coming onto your knuckles. You can also heel toe that left foot forward, getting more of an opening on the front of your right hip flexor. And then feeling this nice opening in the hips, helping to create a bit more opening in the low back. Imagine the breath, or feel the breath drawing towards the right groin in front of your right hip flexor. And let your jaw soften. And breathing nice and deep here. Helping to let that left shoulder drop down into the thigh a bit more. Feeling now the support on the front of your heart if that shoulder is dropping down. And spreading through all four corners of that left foot. Feeling that left foot really grounding into the earth. And taking a couple more breaths here. Begin to rise up onto the fingertips. Slowly shift the hips back and draw your left foot back into your tabletop. Ground the palms, root the knuckles, and take an inhale to your cow, lifting the tailbone, drop the belly, open the heart, roll the shoulders back. Lift your gaze. And exhale, scoop your tailbone, lift up through the sides of the waist and gaze to your navel. Inhale, come through a neutral spine. Let's draw your right foot forward. Bring the foot between the hands. You can slowly tuck the tailbone and curl yourself all the way up. Turn the palms to face forward and let your right knee come beyond the ankle as you gently tuck the tailbone. Slight engagement of your left glute. Roll the shoulders back and keep the chest open. Wiggle the fingers, releasing any tension in the wrists. Grounding into that right heel. And letting the jaw soften. And staying with your breath. And take about 5 more breaths here. And slowly beginning to rise up with a long spine. You can either bring your hands on top of your right thigh, you can let that right knee come forward, or you can slowly bring your hands to frame the right foot. Either heel toe the right foot forward or shift back with that left knee to create more of an opening on the left hip flexor. Letting the top of the left foot soften down, and you can let your right shoulder soften down. Maybe coming onto the knuckles. And drawing the breath down into that left hip flexor, the inner part of that left thigh and groin. And letting the shoulders naturally just roll forward without tension, but just naturally come that way as the neck stays long. And there's still, it's more like they're softening forward. So the breath can still flow through the chest, but the shoulders are just softening without having to hold so much. And feel your hands connected to the earth if that's where you have them, or to your thigh. Just noticing the support wherever the hands are that are underneath the hands. And staying with this present moment, spreading through all four corners of your right foot. Noticing what's happening in the hips and then seeing where there's expansion as well in the body. And taking about 5 more slow, deep breaths here. Beginning to slowly shift the hips back and gently draw that right foot back nice and slowly into your tabletop. Beginning to walk the hands forward and bring your third eye down. Coming into Anahatasana, pressing into the tops of the feet. Let the elbows soften. And keeping the hips nice and lifted. And just staying here for about 15 breaths. Feeling your third eye connected to the earth and then noticing the weight of your head. Feeling the release of tension in the neck and the jaw as you let the head be met with support. Letting go of any ruminating, racing thoughts with each exhale, just feeling your third eye pressing into the earth. Those thoughts flowing out and being recycled, being transmuted. The breath is continuing to flow fluidly and the hips are lifting high. And just staying for about 5 more slow, deep breaths here. What is the message from your heart right now? And just dropping into that. Beginning to gently lead with the back of the head to rise up as you walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Let's come on to your sit bones and slowly make your way down into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Coming all the way onto your back. And just letting your practice completely integrate here, giving yourself this time of stillness and complete silence and stillness. Complete silence to be with the messages of your heart and to be able to bring those forth into the rest of your day or night, whatever time it is that you're watching this practice, but bringing the messages of your heart forward with you. You can stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need. And thank you for being a part of this practice, and thank you for showing up for yourself. Namaste.